Hey there, welcome back to The Magic in the Music. I'm Jen. I know it's been a while since I've had another one of these sit-down videos out, and I'm really excited to bring you a topic that I think you're going to find very, very interesting today. You know, as a DVC member, I am in a lot of DVC groups online. I frequent a lot of boards, discussion forums, things like that. And one of the most common questions that people ask is, what is the difference between an Animal Kingdom Lodge value studio and a regular studio? On our recent trip to Disney World, we had both a regular studio and a value studio booked. So we did a comparison of both room types, and we're going to be answering all your questions, so stick around. So the first thing you may be wondering is, what are these rooms and where are they located? Animal Kingdom Lodge value rooms are located only in Jambo House, which is the main building of Animal Kingdom Lodge at Disney World. That's the one with the soaring lobby and most of the food options as well. This part of the resort houses the hotel rooms as well as some of the DVC rooms, which are the entire 5th floor of the building. There are also club level DVC rooms on the 6th floor, but those are very limited in quantity. Now, Animal Kingdom Lodge value rooms are very limited in inventory. I pulled data from both the Touring Plans Room Finder and DVCinfo.com, both extremely helpful websites. According to these sources, there are only 18 value studios, and they are all located on the 5th floor of Jambo House near the lobby. There are 10 on the Ostrich Trail side, with 8 of the 10 facing the Savannah, and 2 facing the parking lot, and 8 rooms on the Giraffe Trail side, all with a pool view. You cannot select your room category, so you get what you get with the value rooms. If you do some quick math, you can see that you would have an 11% chance of getting one of the parking lot view rooms, a 44% chance of getting a pool view, and a 55% chance of getting a Savannah view. Although these are kind of tucked into the corner, so it's not like a wide open, full-on Savannah view like some of the other rooms have. But it is still a Savannah view, and it's certainly a great view for the price. These rooms are all very, very close to the lobby and the elevators, so a very convenient location. Location-wise, I think the value rooms are great, and you really can't go wrong. Another thing to consider about the inventory of these rooms is that at any given time, some of them are booked along with a 1-bedroom to make a 2-bedroom value lock-off, meaning that a DVC member could book a value 2-bedroom, which consists of a value 1-bedroom and a value studio connected. Only 8 of these value rooms are dedicated, with no adjoining rooms, and the other 10 can be booked as part of a 2-bedroom. So the bottom line is that the inventory of these rooms is very limited, and they are difficult to book. We have another video that addresses this specific issue of low inventory rooms, specifically those Animal Kingdom Lodge value rooms. So you're going to want to check out that video if you are interested in booking these rooms, or if you're thinking about buying or renting points and these are rooms that interest you. You'll find the link to that video right up here. Now, when I say regular rooms, I'm including both standard view and Savannah view, because we are comparing what's inside the room, not so much what's outside the room, because those are separate booking categories on their own. The regular rooms can be booked in either a standard view or Savannah view category. There are also DVC studios at Kidani Village, the other section of Animal Kingdom Lodge, and they are nearly the same size as the Jambo House rooms. In contrast to the limited inventory of the value studios, there are 48 standard view studios at Jambo House and an additional 57 Savannah View studios at Jambo House. Kidani Village has 62 Standard View studios and 108 Savannah View studios. Obviously, the odds are much, much better for you to be able to book one of those regular rooms. So why bother with a value room? Well, it's just like the name implies. They are an incredible value, and they are very, very low points cost. In fact, the value studios are the cheapest rooms in the entire DVC inventory. You can book one for as low as 7 points per night in the low season, which is September. And they max out at only 17 points per night at the highest season. That would be the weekend rate for spring break and Christmas to New Year's. No other DVC room on property can match that low cost. So the points cost range for value studios for 2023 is 7 to 17 points per night, with most stays falling in the 8 to 12 points per night range. In contrast, a standard view studio at Animal Kingdom Lodge Jambo or Kidani ranges from a low of 10 to a high of 23 points per night, with most stays ranging from 13 to 16 points per night. If you want to go for a Savannah view instead, you can get one for a range of 13 to 29 points per night, with most stays ranging from 16 to 19 points per night. So you can see the appeal of these value studios. They can get you a room in a fantastic resort, some even with a great view for a very low point cost. Now what you've all been waiting for, a side-by-side comparison of the value studio and the regular studio. We stayed in the regular studio and we were able to compare it to the value studio that our in-laws were staying in, and here's what we found. If you look online, the standard answer that you will find when people ask what is the difference between these room types is that the value studios are about 3 feet shorter than the regular studios. So we decided to check out that claim. Okay, so we didn't bring a tape measure, but we did observe some differences in the furniture and the layout. It did seem to support this theory. First, let's compare the entry to these two rooms. They look the same with no noticeable differences. Moving to the kitchenette, there were not any noticeable differences here, except for the refrigerator. They had different refrigerators in the rooms that we had, but I think that was just kind of random. You'll get what you get depending on their replacement cycle with appliances. Both will have a small refrigerator. Ours had a freezer section. There will also be a microwave, toaster, coffee maker, and ice bucket. So far the same. The kitchenettes both have sinks and appear to be the same size. The bathrooms also appear to be the same, with 2 sinks and a tub shower toilet in a separate room, which we like. We also used the space on the floor by the sinks for one of our suitcases, and this space seemed to be the same in both units. Finally, we moved to the main room, and this is where there are some differences. The first difference you'll notice is that the furniture is reversed. In the regular studio, the bed is closer to the bathroom, and the pull-out couch is by the balcony. But in the value studio, they are reversed. The standard studio has an end table by the couch and a nightstand between the couch and bed. The value studio does not have the end table in both locations. It only has a nightstand and no side table. Looking to the other side of the room, the standard studio has a storage bench with a drawer, which is great for holding shoes, and it's also a good spot to put a small suitcase. This bench is not in the value studio. I also noticed that the furniture in the value studio is just closer together than in the standard studio. There's less space between each furniture piece. I pulled the bed out to see how this room would be with 4 people sleeping, and it's a pretty tight fit. I struggled to find room for those 2 coffee table ottoman squares after the bed was pulled out. In our regular studio, we were able to pull the bed out and still had room to move the ottoman squares off to the side of the bed. The pull-out bed itself appeared to be the same between the standard room and the value room. So how comfortable is the DVC pull-out bed at Disney's Animal Kingdom Lodge? Well, it's not bad. It's a bit thin, I must admit. This is a bit thin. It's okay for me. I could sleep on this. I don't have a bar digging into my body. I'm basically okay on this bed, but I do think that people who are a bit bigger, they might not enjoy this because it's going to compress even more for them. And so though I could certainly sleep on this, and given how tired I get at Disney, I could easily sleep on this. I think that a lot of people this would not be up to their standard to sleep on. So it really depends on your situation. Would I put my kids on this? 100%. Would I sleep on it? Yeah, if I'm really tired. But a lot of adult guests, I don't think, are going to be super satisfied with this. So again, this value room and really any of these studios, I think, are perfect for 2 adults, perfect for up to 2 kids in the room. But as you start to get more adult-sized people like teens and up, they may not be as happy with this. So you have to really take that into consideration when you're thinking about your room selection. Of course, if you are willing to book a larger room, a 2-bedroom or bigger, then it's no problem because everyone's going to get a bed. And I am reminded just how much I love Animal Kingdom Lodge. There's a reason that we bought DVC here. It smells amazing. We saw a giraffe out our window already. I just love the atmosphere, the ambiance, everything about it. It's just awesome. Feels like home, and that's why this is one of our home resorts. So what's my conclusion on these value studios? The estimate that is often given, that they are about 3 feet shorter, does appear to be pretty accurate. According to DVCinfo.com, the regular Animal Kingdom studio is 365 square feet in Jambo House and 366 square feet in Kidani Village. Basically no difference in size between those two studios. If these value studios are in fact 3 feet shorter, which they do appear to be, that would make them about 45 square feet smaller, according to my estimate. That would make the total size of the value studio about 320 square feet. That would make them even smaller than the 339 square foot Bay Lake Tower studios, which are the smallest DVC studios, if you don't count the tiny 220 square foot Riviera Tower studios, which only sleep 2, so that's not really a fair comparison. That puts the Animal Kingdom Value Studios just slightly larger than the average Disney moderate hotel room. So if you're comfortable staying in a regular moderate resort at Disney World with your party, the value room should be perfectly comfortable for you. What's my opinion on the value room? It really depends on your needs and your points budget. If you're on a really tight budget for points, value rooms can't be beat. For our family of 4, I would prefer the regular size Animal Kingdom studio as long as I had the points available to book it. In fact, many people will only stay at Animal Kingdom Villas if they're in a Savannah view, and that's understandable. The Animal View is pretty amazing. The bottom line is that for the right size party, these rooms are great. They are an awesome value, location, points cost, and most of them have great views. So what's the big caveat? Availability. These rooms are hard to book. They get snapped up in seconds when they open up at the 11-month window. And it's common for DVC members to walk their reservations in order to get this room type, meaning that you may never even get a chance to book one at all. If you want to have a realistic chance of booking value studios or any kind of value room, you need to own at Animal Kingdom Lodge so that you get that 11-month booking window. And you also need to try to book at a time that is not a peak travel time for DVC members. And if you're looking to rent a value studio, I hate to break it to you, you're not going to get it. These rooms are snagged by owners within seconds, and there is no hope of getting a renter in there. Honestly, the only way that a renter is going to be able to get a value studio or any other value room is most likely if an owner has a confirmed reservation that they are not able to use and they decide to rent it out, and you get really lucky and snag that reservation from them right away. But otherwise, there's no point in even looking at the value rooms if you are wanting to rent DVC points. So these value rooms are indeed rare, magical gems in the world of DVC, perfect for 2 guests or parties of up to 4 who are extremely value conscious and don't mind being in tighter quarters. If you get one of these value rooms, you are a very, very lucky guest. There are also 1-bedroom and 2-bedroom lock-off versions of these value rooms, but those elusive value studios will always be the most highly coveted for value-conscious DVC members. Hey, if you'd like to get the most out of your membership, click right here. If you'd like to check out tours of the value studio and the regular studio and more, you can find it right over here. So how about you, viewers? Have you ever booked a value studio or any kind of value room at Animal Kingdom Lodge? Have you stayed in one? Tell us all about your experiences. If you found this video helpful and you want to help support our channel, we would love it if you check out our Etsy shop. Link is in the description. Thanks so much for joining us today. Have a fantastic day, everybody. Bye!